Hey everybody, welcome back to Cookie Gaming. Today we're playing some more Disco Elysium. Now last time we found out about a communist meeting this very night. We set up our dance club, which we're in right now, and we unleashed and then partially contained the Silence, aka the Pale, almost destroying the church in the process. A pretty spooky event. We've got a lot to do today, got that communist meeting to attend. We have to chat with everybody in the church here. But first, since I don't want to miss my opportunity, we're going to go back to the Whirling in Rags. Now, why are we heading back, you ask? Well, for one extremely important reason. We need to sing karaoke. Alright? I've been trying to sing karaoke for a bit. Last time, I think I went there too late in the night. It was empty. Also, Kim wasn't here with us. I'm gonna head over there now while we still have time and at least try to convince Garte to let us sing some karaoke. This seems like the perfect time. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at it. Everyone's here. We've got disco ball going. Perfect. Garte, I have something very serious.
Hey, was there something you needed?
Well, well. Bringing in that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
Come on, Garte, aren't we buddies now? Garte, I need to sing karaoke now.
No, you don't. It's not happening.
No, yes it is. Yes it is. Yeah, but Johnny Law's about to tear it up sad style.
The whirling doesn't need more sad style. That's one of the styles it can do without right now.
Why do you even have the PA system if no one's gonna use it?
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44.
What happened in 44?
A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke.
Sorry, what? Okay, well that's not what's gonna happen tonight. I'm gonna go crazy with it. Look, it's not a prop, it's for your clients. I know it's used.
Okay, yes, it's for some clients.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Well, I haven't really paid my bills, but I'm a real client. I have the right to use that karaoke machine.
Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
Well, that's alright. I have my own song with me.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. He begins to frown. Hard.
This is gonna happen, Garte.
This is the look of a man who's defeated.
Yep.
He knows he's out of excuses.
Fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you. Damn this karaoke machine.
That's right. You knew this was inevitable.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself.
Well, it'll be too late. I'm gonna sing right now.
Oh yeah, time to do the damage.
Right, fantastic. Okay. Well, I thought that when we asked Garte we'd have to sing immediately. We don't, but what better time than the present? It's time to jam. Let's get on up there. Oh, hello. This feels right. You belong here. Yes, I do.
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet.
I don't know if it'll actually make a difference having everybody here, but like I said, I just wanted to make sure I did this while everyone was in the whirling, so they would witness my masterful performance.
You feel a little dizzy.
Oh.
A little unsteady suddenly.
So, are you ready for your thing now?
Oh,
Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
that's a hard check. Here, give me a second. Do you have any drama boosters? Because we're gonna need some drama. That's a tough check. My drama's not terrible. That's not gonna help. But it's not incredible either. Alright. Here. Let me put that on. An insane mesh tank top. Fantastic. Let me see. Any other... Oh, but... I can't take off my tie. I literally can't. I'm sorry. Alright, here, we'll put on this robe. So here, let me Make sure I remember what I had on previously. Though the tank top doesn't really make much difference. Alright, any other drama? I think that's it. Well, I should boost our drama pretty significantly. There you go, it's at 5 now. Not bad at all. God, we look crazy.
The stage is all set. You feel a little...
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
So first of all, we boosted our drama, but also our insane bathrobe has given us a +1. Love that. Look, Kim, I'm gonna sing karaoke.
I can see that.
Steps away from the stage. Alright, let's put our lips to the microphone, test it.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel like an amateur. How are you supposed to hold the mic? Should you just sing into it?
Uh-oh.
Where should you stand?
That might have hurt our check.
Hands. Where do you put your hands?
God damn it. Look around the room first.
The bar is full and buzzing with chatter. No one is paying you any attention. But still you feel your knees turn to noodles. Okay, now a couple is looking at you. Even worse.
Great.
You're sweating.
Oh, great.
They are going to hate you.
No! What? How are these successes?
Just make sure you move, okay? Don't be stiff.
Okay. Well, we've sort of evened it out a little bit. I didn't really help myself that much. Screw it. Let's try.
The air is thick with anticipation.
Uh-oh.
Someone dims the lights as the music starts. A lump's in your throat suddenly.
Oh no. This is gonna be bad.
I would often go there to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Sansan.
Oh no.
Now it once was larger.
Oh no. No.
How the river may rest there,
Oh no.
down through the mist there,
This is beautiful.
towards the seven sisters, towards those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there
Oh my god.
in the tiny yard there. I have been so glad here,
Jesus Christ. This is fucked.
looking forward to the past here.
No.
But now you're all alone. None of this matters.
This is terrible. Oh my god, that was amazing. Oh my god. Gosh, that was beautiful.
Do you hear that? It's the most pathetic applause in the world, Harry. Made of pity. No one liked you.
I'm sorry, that was incredible. I'm up here singing my fucking heart out. It's not good enough for you fuckers.
You hear, or think you hear, uncomfortable shifting around. A bit of laughter, maybe. No one's saying anything.
Guys, I was preparing for my perfect karaoke night. I came over here at the right time, and that's what happened.
I'm gonna unplug the mic now, okay?
You don't know what good singing is. This is real singing. I sang about real stuff.
That's it. I'm unplugging it.
That's it. You're unpowered.
Jesus.
Let's go, officer. These people wouldn't know a good performance if it beat them in the ass.
That's exactly right, Kim. You liked it?
Detective Dubois, it was downright tragic. Now, let's go.
So the perfect karaoke performance for Harry.
I mean it, he thinks. To him, being a cop in the RCM was truly expressed in that performance.
See, this is why we're such good partners, Kim. Wow. Okay, that was certainly something. Sorry. Oh my god. That was incredible. That was just incredible. I mean, it really was. Alright, let me get out of this crazy outfit. Oh my goodness. What do we want? Physical instrument or drama? Let's boost the drama a little bit. Why not? Our physical instrument's already pretty high. Jesus. I wonder if anyone has anything to say about that.
Wow. Just wow. I hope you really enjoyed yourself up there. Had a cathartic experience. Because for the rest of us, that really sucked.
Hey!
It's safe to say this is about your karaoke performance.
You don't understand my performance. Those high notes, I purposefully shredded them to convey a strained, worn-out sadness.
I get it. You were purposefully shit. So original. I'm not letting anyone up there again. Ever. Now, what did you want?
Is there a... Is there a good version of that performance? Dude, oh, man. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are.
Nothing about my performance. How about you, smoker?
Hi again, gendarme.
No.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Oh, Titus. I can't believe Titus was here.
The Coppernado is back.
I don't think you'll have anything.
What do you want?
No. Jeez Louise, man. That was something, I have to say. That was really something. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm glad Kim was here. Alrighty. Let us, we'll go right back to our club. I know I sort of did things out of order, but I wanted to make sure I was there while it was occupied, and then that happened. So, go to our club, chat to everybody here. We haven't talked to everybody yet, and then we'll go for our communist meeting. Alright.
Denarian Church, the place to be! Make some noise, my church people!
Vibrations thump through your blue soul. The music sounds much better in the church.
Yeah, better than what I just did.
A hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain.
Oh, right.
Tangled in its branches, something bronze flutters in the wind.
We have like a tape we have to find or something?
He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer, one reel spinning. The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side, you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it.
Whoa, that was a crazy sound we heard before.
Yeah! It was awesome! And scary! Very hardcore!
Definitely hardcore.
Too hardcore, in fact! I couldn't control it! At all!
It's the one time you'll ever hear Egghead say something was too hardcore. What happened?
It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Starts compressing itself and everything around it. Completely fills up the headspace. Extreme!
True dat.
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could harness that power, making it pulse.
I don't know if I want to harness that power. It seemed pretty dangerous. Is there anything we can do about it?
Oh! I don't know. Maybe someone can do something with this. I imagine this is the sounds that the future could make.
Sounds like the future could be even more hardcore than I ever imagined.
Yeah!
Alright, well we don't have that tape yet. Let's go talk to... We got Noid and Acele over here.
got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
That's right, I did.
With wonder in his sharp eyes.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority.
Yeah.
You really came through for the hardcore underground.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
Well,
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely.
wasn't this a worthwhile side quest, Kim?
Acele using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass.
That thing's gonna shatter at some point.
Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk. And in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
That's right, Kim. I like that. I'm a corrupt cop, Kim. No. Better here than in the tent. It wasn't safe.
Okay.
What he means is, you're right, actually. The tent was a safety hazard, and this place was deserted anyway.
That's exactly right. Now, to be fair, I just thought it was a cool side quest, but, you know, we helped them set up the club while blocking them from setting up a drug lab, which they might do at some point in the future, but I'd say that's a pretty good outcome. Noid, what do you think about the church?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
How old do you think the church is? Over 300 years?
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand.
Yeah, we've heard a bit about the history of these churches.
Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude. You see, perhaps something more fundamental.
He means something paranatural. He must...
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
Something more fundamental? You mean the sound anomaly?
Maybe they were unable to face the nature of the world, perishing.
What style is this church built in?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmongerer. It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
Okay, and what is DeLorean architecture like?
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
I mean, no, that's pretty broad. I'm still wondering, what would a DeLorean building look like?
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical.
Right. It's like all those old Gothic churches. And I don't mean like Gothic revival in the 19th century. I mean those original medieval Gothic churches, right? One of the reasons they look like that is because the idea was, you know, as your average peasant, you would come upon this grand Gothic cathedral and you would feel small, right? The power of the Lord would dwarf you. That's sort of what it symbolizes. So we have a, you know, somewhat similar idea here.
Like to show off large and intricate structures, arches, spires, put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know, marriage shit, virtue and tyranny.
Yeah, I don't think marriage has worked out great for Harry. Though, I don't know if he was married or what, but, yeah, marriage is shit.
Right.
This church isn't painted white, as far as I can tell.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside, before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Makes sense.
Slowly, peeled by the wind, your skin crawls from the sensation as you look around.
What did you mean by dead bodies?
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
Spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, Cop Man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away.
Mm-hmm.
They had sensed that she could no longer see them and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
Right. God has left us here. Though, the silence, the pale remains. What you're saying is religion has stopped being hardcore, if it ever was.
It never was.
Right.
A 3,000-year-old regime of history, built by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false to the core.
The way he says it, the force in false core, is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
And you propose that dance music will supplant this system.
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
Alright, fair enough. How do you like the glasswork?
I don't. Fucker giving me the evil eye.
Well, we can reprimand him. No, I mean, I don't think we're, DeLorean, though we've clearly got some connection to Dolores Day in our past. I'm getting some real negative vibrations from her, too.
No wonder. We have to get rid of it.
No.
Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
No, I don't think we should get rid of it.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love.
That's right, Andre.
Mass murder on the floor.
But she's pretty. There is something terrifying about her.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
No, I don't want to take it down. Like I said, we've got some connection. Plus, it's a beautiful old stained glass window. Whether or not I believe in the ideology, I say we keep it.
The speed freak's eyes narrow with suspicion, as if he's looking at a man possessed.
It's not coming down. People are gonna love it. It'll be like our thing. Plus, it keeps the cold and the rain out.
Right, that as well. Anytime Andre's like, don't worry, it's gonna be our thing. Yeah, what is gonna be your thing? Oh, okay, we have these other options. But she's pretty.
She invented the beauty you're feeling. She and her glass cutters and iconographers. You set the standard, alright. Then you meet it. It's effective like that, but it is also very soft of core. That so-called beauty of hers.
It's anything but softcore. It's terrifying.
You may be onto something, Copper Man. She's got those mass murdering hips.
But she's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here.
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass produce billions of humans. Billions of humans can mass produce hundreds of billions of pigs.
And many, many more tons of sugar.
Okay.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we live in, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory against a long-dead opponent. But, yo, I'm only the Noid. What do I know?
I don't know what you know, my friend. Not that. Not that as well. I don't like resettlement programs. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit?
The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit. This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs. She's a thief, if you ask me. An organ thief. All innocences are.
Wow, Noid is not a big fan of humanism. Would you say she was, human?
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
She does seem not human, frankly. They hate... That's funny. No. Yeah, they hate this, too.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
Yeah, maybe so. Alright, well, I'm done talking about her. I don't want to think about her anymore.
What a strange choice of words. Caustic. Overflowing with negativity.
Yeah.
That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
Brutal. Yeah, we've got some type of negative connection. Why do I keep coming back? I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about it, please.
We've got so many charges. I'm gonna keep coming back to it, because I want to find out about my past. I sort of love this mechanic where we take emotional damage from finding out information about ourselves. We're sort of being punished for digging deeper, but, you know, I do not listen to that direction. I'm gonna keep digging. How are you settling in, Noid?
Odd to say, cop man. Signs in here are distinctly wild.
That's true.
Gonna take a while before everything's properly synced.
It's definitely wild in here.
I did get to talk to the crab man though.
Ah, you mean Tiago?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place.
It sort of looks scary at first, but a lot more normal than you'd think.
Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
What do you mean?
The man picks up on stuff, and he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him. Good thing you didn't squash him.
I wasn't going to squash him. Well, first, I'm not sure if I could have, but also, he's not a normal guy, but he is a guy. He's a person. What did Tiago tell you about the church?
The crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
What's it for?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Acele.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what the crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs.
I mean, we've talked a lot about this silence, but I think, and I suspected it was Pale from the beginning, what we've landed on is that it's the Pale, or connected to the Pale. And the theory we presented last time is that, you know, we know the Pale is sort of engulfing us from the outside, but what we might be seeing are at least one, if not more, of these points which Pale is erupting out of. So, I think it might be that. He might be experiencing Pale, right? Forgetting his memories. Slowly he will be entirely consumed into the Pale, entirely, I don't know, destroyed, dematerialized. It's, kind of scary, I think.
Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church surrounding it, to contain it.
See, this is why I knew I had to take that thought, because we are in tune with all the paranatural shit. Sounds like a job for the remote viewers division.
I doubt it.
Oh.
I don't even think the Ubies properly understood it. What it does. But it's what this sonar person is looking for and trying to measure.
He's probably right, though, in that, you know, we've invested in, well, not invested, we've just got a high inland empire. We took remote viewers division. We're a believer in all this supernatural stuff. But what is really happening here is the Pale. We're like, is it a curse or this and that? It's like, no, this is real and it's the Pale. That's what's happening. Well, there's sort of an intersection between these things.
It'll be fruitless, though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
Yeah, it seems that the Pale is quite unmeasurable to me.
The wood creaks as a gale blows by. Outside, dust particles fall through the darkness, settling down on the age-bleached floorboards. The structure does not feel particularly durable.
Great. This building seems less than structurally sound.
No, it's pretty fucking unsound if you ask me. They should have built a club for anodic music around it instead.
Good one.
Anodic music will definitely contain whatever we're dealing with.
I mean, we came, I think, pretty close to collapsing the church last time, so I don't think we've made it any more structurally sound.
And if it can't, well...
What makes you think Sona's gonna fail?
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like... substance.
I'm not sure it is connected, but I found a doomed commercial area in Martinez proper. Maybe it's the same thing the Ubis were trying to contain?
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
You think there's any merit to the theory?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer, Copman. Even I have limits. I'm a limited psi person.
Well, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about.
Maybe you can figure things out, Copman. I think we got on a good level here.
Hey.
The signs are syncing up well.
Nice. Why are you so suspicious about everything?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our signs synced.
Why are you called Noid anyway?
It's short for paranoid.
What are you suspicious of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour.
Okay.
Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
What a fascinating collection of things that Noid trusts. Sound, color, mechanics, and chemistry.
This is a good, dangerous line of questioning. You should prod him on.
Okay. And what are the most suspicious things?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment, the pig-wheat paradigm.
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
Does this mean you are mentally ill? What a question. Oh, right. Yeah, the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex. Right, yeah, he's flipped them. Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex?
No. Politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat.
Fair enough.
This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory, but I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. Probably in Garte.
He's really interested in pigs, but I think he's sort of boiling down bigger economic issues into a simple metaphor, or maybe he means this literally. Tell me more about the left-right business.
I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity.
Noid here thinks he's got it all figured out. You know, he sees the truth of the situation. The left and the right, they both don't get it. Let me tell you. Okay, Noid.
The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray. Far from our true lives, but we may yet find a way back.
There's definitely some type of ideology here. I don't quite know what it is, but he's definitely got a way of viewing the world.
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
Does this mean you are mentally ill?
Mental illness is a term the powers use to homogenize people. I think I don't reach mental illness. I am merely politically ill. A suspicious element.
That's about what I would have expected. So what's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat?
It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals. or cereal grain ourselves.
What's bad about animals? Animals are cute.
Nothing. Animals are cool, guys. I like animals too, but that doesn't mean I have to be one myself.
Alright. Well, that was certainly stimulating.
His eyes flicker.
Oh god, what am I gonna get wrapped up into? You mentioned true life. What would that be like?
A life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among oneself. And others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
How would you go about returning to this true life?
Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
Okay.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face. His eyes burning.
Whoa.
His comrades look on worriedly.
We got them all riled up.
The young man is dead serious about this.
So for Noid, this club is really at the center of a very important mission for him.
Rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
I don't know what fascism is. It's sort of esoteric and it's definitely strange. Sort of like fascism?
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think it did sound like fascism. You can have these things without being fascism. Fair enough, just making an observation.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
That's good. So you're advocating a noise-based society.
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true, hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I don't think this is fascism, but also, I mean, this is clearly political to Noid, but this is sort of, it's more than that for him. This is a deep-seated understanding of the world in which politics is wrapped up in. You keep mentioning hardcore. What does that mean to you?
Utmost dedication. Thoughts from the spinal cord is a potent superlative as well.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography that depict penetration.
Yeah, okay.
Just so you know.
Thanks for that.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore.
Yeah, Egghead's got a real connection to the hardcore. I guess, Noid, you're sort of the theorist of the group, whereas Egghead has the truest, most instinctual connection.
Hardcore!
Thanks for clearing that up.
Happy to help. Oh yeah, sure thing.
Jeez. Conceptualization. What's with the clothes?
They're hardcore.
That's it?
They're just clothes.
I thought there'd be more to it.
Nah, it's just a vest of suspenders made to resemble a human ribcage. Plus some lady clothes to piss off the sex system. Now tell me about that hardcore necktie.
Hey!
It's fucking primal.
That's exactly right. It's my friend and accomplice. It makes me party harder.
I can see that. And you've partied very hard for a very long time, haven't you?
Yeah, I think we're starting to understand each other, Noid.
It looks like you're trying to hang yourself with it. So large, too. So many different patterns. It's crazy, man. I like it.
You suddenly realize the patience and respect this speed freak has shown you is partly because of your style.
Right.
He's probably not like that with everyone.
Yeah, our style is insane.
Respect as a man!
Okay. Let's see if I can boost my conceptualization. I think we've got some conceptualization boosting gear. Another skill it's alright, but not incredible. I know we have it, I just can't remember which it is. Okay. It's our commie jacket. Maybe we'll wear this tonight. Keep everything in order. There you go. At this point, we've got a lot of different stat boosters here. Hey, that's pretty good. That is pretty good, I have to say. It's a white check, so no biggie.
Why does art inspire you so much?
Oh wow, we got a new thought coming up. It does, yes, but what is art?
Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Would I fit into the art world? I mean...
Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes. Disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too.
I guess I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations in
Oh my
reproductions of
goodness.
social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
That's funny. So, I think we started off with sorry cop, and then during this we got regular law official, like regular boring cop, and now we're getting art cop. We're every different kind of cop. What do we have here? Oh, art cop isn't listed. A lot of sorry cop, some boring cop. I guess there's a hidden art cop. Well, I don't really have a lot of slots left. In fact, I have one left. And I probably won't use it for this, but I'll take it, right? I might as well take the thought. I've been feeling pretty artsy, helping set up this club. Okay, if 50% art critic is what's needed to free me from rote repetition, so be it.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street, you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world.
Right?
Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
And there we go. We've got our, what was it, actual art degree? That's funny. -1 perception temporarily. Another cop type, the worst one. The most savage and brutal, the art cop. Nothing's good enough for him. Everything is shit. You have to employ an armada of adjectives to depict and demean the mediocrity of the works and visual institutions around you. Really flex that critical muscle until the vocabulary for punishing mediocrity becomes second nature. Here we go. So we're, instead of becoming an artist, more becoming a dickhead critic. Well, unfortunately, I've got one slot left. I don't really have space. Oh, remote viewers division. Did I not take this? I could have sworn I took this one. God damn it. I might have to take this. We've got one slot left, so after that I'll have to start getting rid of some. But I like all of the, thoughts we have. You know me, I want to do everything. Alright.
Yo, man. What's on your mind?
I guarantee if I took that art cop thought, this would raise this check. But, it's 58%, not bad. We recently had a check that was similar about singing karaoke, and it went disastrously, though amazingly. Hey.
Dedicated, hyperactive, unified. You will have to add something of your own to understand this list of loosely formed qualities called hardcore. You need your own entry. Make it.
Guys, we're helping define hardcore.
Test your limits. Surpass them. Dance till you drop. Dance till you die. If you must.
It's funny. Hard people, hard republic, hard cell, hard party, hard riot, hard government, core membership, core secretary, core teachings, core fighters.
Predictable, but solid.
Oh, we got a thought. Goodness. I don't have the space for them. I just don't have the space for them. Hardcore aesthetic. Okay, so this is just about becoming hardcore. My goodness. We don't have enough slots for all of these, unfortunately. I'd love to take them all. Alright, let me change back. Not into more normal clothes, but just different clothes, really. So, what do we have left? Acele. What are you up to?
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree.
Oh, okay.
But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to thank you instead.
Let's not be a douche. What for?
For getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
I guess you could say that. How's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control.
Yep.
Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much, and the crab man hasn't shown himself, thank God.
Apparently Noid's been talking with him. Now can you tell me about your associates?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favor. What do you want to know?
Alright. Well, I feel like we've learned a bit about these people, but tell me about Sona, I guess.
Oh, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time.
Yeah, I think she's very focused on her task.
But earlier today, she told me about Welkins, and she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mic.
What about Tiago? I don't think you're a fan.
Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters. I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
No, he talks to Noid? What for?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess.
What does he do up there?
Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do, yell up at the tower?
Okay.
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Andre.
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least.
A little backhanded?
He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organizer.
Oh, is he? I would love to know about what exactly he's organized.
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either.
Yeah.
He really wants this church thing to work.
I think your view of him is a little too favorable. He's a bullshitter, okay? And it's thanks to me that all this happened. He would not have done any of this on his own.
Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent.
Yeah, I got that.
I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high.
It's funny, Andre's probably the least intelligent of the bunch, but he's the most communicative, right? Noid, well, first of all, won't get into it with you until your signs align, and also has this very particular ideology through which he communicates. And Egghead, we've seen he can be pretty intelligent when he's speaking normally, but he never does that. So Andre's the one you're left to talk to.
I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know?
It keeps giving me options to say how goddamn corrupt I am. I don't think I'm that corrupt, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't think it's corrupt to, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't care that they're doing drugs. I'm not gonna haul them in for it. That's not why we're here. Also, I think, whatever. I don't want to haul people in for doing drugs. I don't think that makes me corrupt. He's high on the... What is this option? On his mother's love?
Yes. Anyway.
Could it be that he's balding? Him thinking it's his last chance?
Come to think of it, yes.
This is the first time you've heard her laugh.
He's in some kind of a self-destruction mode with that hair of his. Bleaching it like that. Probably wants to get rid of it altogether.
Is Andre your boyfriend?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Who do you want to know about?
Wasn't really getting that vibe, to be honest, but especially, yeah. I guess we don't really know the dynamic here. We haven't known them for that long. Tell me about Noid.
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forburg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Palaceum. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What does he do?
What do you mean do? Like for a living?
Yeah.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that. In a shop somewhere.
Oh my goodness. That's because Noid is violently hardcore. I have internalized it. I understand why he doesn't stoop to servitude. Do you?
Wow, you really have taught to him. Indeed. Noid serves no master but the beat.
Yeah, we're sort of on the same level. And you?
Sir, I abide by the law.
A strange feeling. Every now and then, something feels off about the way she speaks. She doesn't change tone, but you feel as though there's more about her than she lets on.
Acele's giving me weird vibes. He seemed perfectly nice. And we had that moment when we first talked and I gave her the hat and we sort of connected on a human level. But maybe there's something here. What's this pilgrimage you're talking about?
It's just something poor Forburg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock.
Oh.
Or as much as possible.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
We're gonna sit in the Boogie Street. Boogie Street. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Have I not told you I'm a raging alcoholic who recently drank himself into an oblivion so deep he can't even remember what sounds like the biggest street in the city?
Kind of. I'm gonna say yes.
Well, I am.
Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
Well, I might just do that if I make it there alive.
Yeah. I hope you do.
Oh, thanks.
Who do you want to know about?
What's the deal with Egghead?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I don't know. What does he think he's doing when he yells all that stuff?
Oh, that. He's the party boy.
Oh, what's a party boy?
A nod at music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offense if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
Pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, we're still on with disco. You don't need to tell me rock is backwards. I'm the future man. I abandoned rock in the 30s. Stupid rock.
Okay. Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in.
Speaking of vocals, why don't you get me to sing? We can have another repeat of the karaoke situation.
He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
No, don't be embarrassed, Kim. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, he's just like, he's DJing and he's yelling to the crowd. So where's he from? How long's he been with you guys?
Actually, we don't know where he's from. Or who he is, really.
Yeah, I can imagine that'd be difficult information to get from him.
One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
The worst of the banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Damn, the periphery of the periphery of the periphery. It's as peripheral as it gets.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City. Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak.
Jesus.
It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine.
Okay.
People are sweet.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two. You wish you'd been there.
Yeah.
Who do you want to know about?
Yeah, why don't you tell me something about yourself?
Me? Again?
Sure.
I'm a silver bird.
What does that mean?
It means I don't answer questions about myself.
Yeah, you said this the last time. There's more to you than you let on. What am I not seeing?
All right. There is.
I'm not gonna tell her that, because she's still not gonna answer.
Thank you.
How do we find out more information about her?
Sure.
Curious. There's more to her than meets the eye. Transformers, robots in disguise. No. There's more to her, but we don't know what it is. Egghead, I know your name's Jermaine.
Good morning, comrade!
I just wondered if I could tell him that. Alright, Andre, back to you.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, this is, not gonna happen. I mean, holy moly. My savoir-faire, it's not even that low. You know, it's not that bad, but this is still a 3% check. That's crazy. 18. Holy moly.
Goodbye, officer.
No, we can boost it. No, that's a minus. Never mind. Can we boost it, or can we only... No, we can't. We cannot boost it. I knew we had gear that has savoir-faire, but it's actually a minus. Okay. Well, maybe I'll try that later. I need to improve my savoir-faire somehow. Alrighty. Talk to everyone at our new club. It's very dark now. We have our... Right. That's what I thought. After 22. 15 minutes. Go check out our meeting. So let's head back to the other side of the map. I wonder if anyone's still up and about. I know we have to go and talk to... I think it was Silang. Try and get... Hello? Big tree?
The hawthorn tree
Oh!
on Rue de Saint-Germain.
Oh!
Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are
There you
caught
go.
in its branches, fluttering in the breeze.
Okay, so I see. So they sent us over here to find the tree. Because they said to us, oh, we need a tape that, well, okay. We got this thing about the tree, but I wasn't exactly sure where that was, to be honest. And then they said, oh, we can go and talk to the guy across from the pawn shop. I think that's what they said. Or maybe to the pawn shop? I don't remember now. Maybe I just made that up. Whatever it was, I knew I had to come over here, and here's the tree that we were looking for.
Just like promised, you've stood here for what seems like eons, guzzling the sickly fumes of lorries and carriages.
Good Hawthorne.
Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk,
Huh?
number 8102. Underneath a slogan, mankind, be vigilant.
What's that about?
You tree-hugging pansy.
Hey, shut up. Okay, that was an interfacing check. We've already got some boosts to interfacing. Can we improve that even more? I don't think so. But our interfacing's not terrible. No, I don't think so. Alright. Let's try and get that tape.
The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de Sanges Lane. A wintry breeze blows by.
It's a white check.
Making the magnetic tape flutter.
You'd think it might be red, since you're trying to disentangle a tape from a tree. But apparently we'll get another shot, even if we fail.
Like an immaculate labyrinth, the magnetic tape twists and turns around the branches. You just can't get it loose.
Man.
All you've done is make your fingers bleed from the thorns.
Need more healing items. Alright, let's put 1 point into interfacing. I've just used so many resources for this whole club thing, it's crazy.
The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de Sanges Lane. With
Nice.
slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling, you manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches. It curls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to re-spool it, so that you could hear what's on the tape. Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this.
Okay.
What's the tape for?
I'm too embarrassed to say. No, it's for Egghead. I promised to make his Van Eyck jam hit a bit harder. Maybe this tape can help.
How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
Well, I think at least one of the ravers would know how to fix a broken tape if they want to set up a nightclub.
You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. We shouldn't waste our time.
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape.
Alrighty. Got our unspooled tape here. Okay. Let's go and talk to Roy then. Might as well do it now. Still got a couple minutes before this commie meeting starts.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Would you know how to fix this?
You mean re-spool it? Yeah, I do, but...
Oh, what's the but? Great, could you do it, please? This is important. I need to be able to play this tape for someone.
But I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you
What?
want to pawn the tape, sure. Although it looks pretty... worthless.
You wouldn't fix this for me? Brother, I'll pay you for it.
Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand.
Worthless? Yo, isn't Roy into experimental music? Worthless? It's not worthless, Roy. This could be the next big thing for the local dance music scene.
Huh? What do you mean?
Ah, he's into this. You know that old church down the coast?
Yes. What about it?
I helped some young ravers turn it into a nightclub, and they play these weird beats there, which they call anotic music.
Is it any good? The music, I mean.
Well, that's the thing. You can't believe how unbelievably thin the beat is. There's nothing to it, no bass. It just goes bazoop, bazoop, bazoop. But this tape could make it hardcore.
Man, you're really invested in this.
Yes, I am, and I know you will be too, Roy.
Okay, I'll help you out. It's going to take a moment, though.
For free?
So just sit back and relax.
Thank you, Roy.
You take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs.
It took us a bit of time, but we can go to our meeting now. Well, thanks for the help, Roy.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'll do what I can for true passion projects. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions.
Sure.
Take responsibility. Okay.
Hey, Roy's been a real homie, man. You know, he helped us out when we came to him for the tape player. He helped us out here. He's been a good guy. All right. We have to bring this back. So, before we do that, let's go to our... we might as well go back to the church right now, right? I mean, since we can fast travel, we don't, we no longer need to do all the quests in the same area. We can just go back and forth. So let's go back to the church, hook up that tape, and then we'll go back to the apartment buildings for our meeting with our comrades. Egghead?
Good morning, comrade! Yeah! Harder, come!
Right, I forgot we turned him into a communist. I found this reel of tape. Maybe you can use it to hard up Ike's jam?
Yeah! Remix time! Tape goes here, into deck B.
A hand on his ear, he listens to the audio through his headphones and shouts.
Wow! Did you get this from Arno himself?
A great excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This is big.
What do you mean?
Listen, I'm just going to show it to you. Ready?
Ready. Here we go. Hey! Jam. This is our second music scene today.
Wow! Here's that? The signs match perfectly!
Very nice.
Now, if only we had the beat for the full assault, it would be unbelievably hyper!
What is this? It's good. How did you guys do that?
You're right. It's uncanny how well it all goes together. Something else must be going on here.
Yes, but what if Van Eyck based his remix on some forgotten local melody, like a folk song? And you just found the original piece that inspired him to create this jam?
Mm-hmm.
That would explain why it fits so well.
Yeah, surely that's it.
Nah, to me it sounds like classic Van Eyck. I don't think he needs any inspiration from folk songs. Maybe he lives in Martinez and just threw away part of his song because he thought it wasn't good enough.
I love this. I mean, I think the truth is that Egghead's just good at what he does, but I prefer the, no, something else is going on here.
I think it's just happenstance. Chaos in action. Contingencies of our limited existence. That and Egghead's fantastic talent.
Noid's right. Egghead's technical talent is the key. No, this is definitely part of the same song. Something cut from it. It fits too well. Something mysterious is going on here.
That's right. There's always something mysterious going on. What do I think it is? I kind of like Andre's explanation. Sounds like a local folk song remixed.
Be how it may.
Oh my god.
If it fits, it fits. Bring up the volume.
What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for that?
So we're not done yet?
Yeah, I remember. You said it needs more bass.
I think you might know the answer.
Do I? Oh my god. No, we're not done. We're not, but that's crazy. This is a crazy solution. What if we used that crazy sound assault from Sona's experiment, but contained it, tamed it, made it pulse?
But how?
I don't know.
What about that compressor Andre was setting up to achieve some sort of parallel processing?
Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already pretty ultra.
But it could be hyper hardcore.
Interfacing, eh? Wow, and our interfacing's been boosted. This is still a hard one. Wonder if we can talk to Sona about it. So, we gotta make the jam even harder core. And we got another thought. Man. I remember saying, man, I want to, save some space for thoughts. But there's just been so many good ones. I've had to keep taking them. So far, really, any thought that's had to do with communism, the pale, or the supernatural, I've taken. And we're basically all full up. We've got now a couple of music or art thoughts, which I don't have space for. Remote viewers division. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. I might not be able to fully realize everything here in this club, because I'm not going to have room for all of these thoughts. This is why this game is, well, it seems to me so replayable. I'm already, you know, I'm definitely going to replay it when I'm done with this one. Well, it's a white check. I might as well give it a shot, right?
Good morning, comrade.
It's always the chance that we get this on our first, or maybe we should. I remember I was going to ask Sona about it first.
Yes, what is it? The swallow, you mean?
No.
Great.
Nope. Can we get any advantage from Andre, perhaps?
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
So, the more we improve the music, the easier this is going to be.
Goodbye, officer.
Oh, this thought disappeared. God damn it. Wish they'd give you a little more of a chance to get some of these thoughts. Alright, I'll try this check. It's probably not going to work.
Yeah.
Nope.
Bzz, 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 goes the track in the background, never ending. You can't grasp what's missing, but you can try to make something up anyway.
Nah.
The young man bobs his head to the music, much as before.
Well, we'll have to try this at a different time. We're running out of resources to devote to this. Let's go back to Martinez proper, and we can attend our communist meeting, which was in the apartment building, I think. It's pretty late now. I don't know if Brit would still be open. Maybe not. Everything looks kind of closed. Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Very nice.
Welcome to Frit.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Have I not been in Frit? No, I have. What is this? I don't care.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Wait, I just want to buy stuff. I've forgotten how to do that.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste pharmaceutical.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here.
Alright, there we go. Maybe it's because our conceptualization was boosted, or maybe we didn't talk to her before? I don't really remember. But I was like, what is this? I've definitely been in Frit before. I think more than once. I know I have. Mainly for health boosts, because our morale is crazy. Or our volition, which it's based on, of course. Alright, let's go to this apartment building. We've got Kim here with us. So maybe he'll become a communist as well. Now I think with that, we'll finish up day 4. Alright, where exactly is this meeting? I don't know. We just know the time of it. Where does this go? Oh, right outside. Can you tell us where, Cindy?
Hello again, officer.
Nope.
As you approach the metal grill, you can hear several voices having what appears to be an animated discussion.
Here we go.
This must be it. Beyond this door lies the beating heart of radical communism in Martinez. Somehow, the night air softens the smell of trash and sea brine. As the breeze pulls through the canvas like a shuttle through a loom, you catch a hint of something unexpected, something earthy, warm, and burnt.
This is it, guys.
The acrid smell of failure.
Rip.
No, that's just slightly burnt coffee. A smell you would recognize anywhere.
Just look at these pigs sniffing about after hours.
Yeah, why didn't you say the secret door was right behind you, Cindy?
Must have slipped my mind. You know how it goes.
Whatever.
The metal grill is cool to the touch. You notice the lieutenant is looking uncustomarily anxious. His posture is rigid. His right hand hovers near the zipper of his jacket.
Yeah, this feels like one of those quests that you do while Kim is gone, but he's here. Relax, they're only communists.
Something's not right here. The equation doesn't quite balance.
What do you mean?
Which is just to say, we should be prepared for any eventuality.
He can make out at least 2 separate voices. 2 voices, both male, approximately early 20s.
Careful with those now. I have it. It's going to work. I can feel it.
Hell are they doing in there?
The clang of metal reverberates all along the scaffolding. The voices coming from the other side fall silent.
Who's there? Is that you, Maurice?
We have the passcode. It's not racist, the police. Are you communists? I'm looking for some communists.
Who said communist? Did we say communist? Get out of here.
Listen, I've already built like 0.0001% of communism, but now I need to get organized. Can you help me?
For a moment, silence.
What's the passphrase?
It's remember Dobreva and Abadanais.
There's no response. You begin to wonder whether they've slipped out some back way.
Glad we went to find it.
No, they're still there. You can feel them back there.
All right. The key's taped to the back of the door frame. Just make sure you put it back when you're done, or we'll all be locked out. And do watch the concrete. It just kind of falls away, in places.
Here we go.
Charmant. After you, detective.
Have fun at your underground meeting, Pig. Hope it's a blast.
Are they going to explode something? It's kind of what it sounds like.
The 2 young men are either oblivious to or ignoring your entrance. Their attentions are fixed on whatever it is they're stacking in the middle of the floor.
Looks like cards or something?
Matchboxes, it appears.
Matchboxes.
I think it's holding Ulexis.
Staban and Ulexis.
It is. It's holding.
Go maker.
Careful, careful.
Nice guys.
Damn, hardly any difference. You two, you are late.
I had to get a tape fixed.
They should know the meeting starts at 10 p.m. sharp.
One leader and one follower. The most ancient power dynamic.
So these are our communists, eh?
Just a moment. Could this be the former owner of a certain jacket you acquired recently?
Uh-huh.
Don't let them see you flustered, sire. Play along.
My apologies, comrades. I had to be sure I wasn't being tailed by our class enemies.
He's taken your measure, like an ideological boxer stepping into the ring.
Yeah.
This must be the theory combat the Boyadero warned you about. On guard.
We all have to take precautions, especially during these delicate times. What matters is that you've made it, and that you've done the reading.
I didn't do my assigned reading. Also, I'm a police officer.
Uh-oh. No one said anything about reading. You'll just have to wing this one.
God damn it, drama. Kim, did you do the reading?
No, detective. The only reading I've been doing is right here.
Whenever there's a whisper to Kim option, I've got to take it.
He seems to be wagging the notebook at you, as though he suspects you may have forgotten why you're here.
I have not had time to seek out pretentious communist book clubs, nor have I done there.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't sound like they've done the reading, Staban.
The music here is going hard.
Well, this is getting awkward. I'm not sure what you're expecting to find here then.
Excuse me. I've been marching around Revachol, advocating on behalf of the working class. Who cares about the damn reading?
There's profound consternation in his voice. You suspect it's about something bigger than your not having done the reading.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe they can explain themselves.
What exactly are you two doing here?
In the most generous sense, I would say we're cultivating revolutionary consciousness.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, that's probably the best way to describe it.
But more specifically, we are running a reading group. The most rigorous and theoretically advanced materialist reading group in Martinaise.
I mean, you know, there are examples of several reading groups throughout history who have become active revolutionary organizations, but there are many more examples of leftist reading groups that didn't really do anything.
Comrades-in-arms is a great discussion leader, one of the best at the university.
It's obvious they take this group of theirs extremely seriously. Whatever you do, don't compare it to a common book club.
Which is kind of what it is. Is this where I can square off in theory combat?
We have been known to get into some spirited debates, but it's always in service of our larger intellectual and ideological project.
See, I'm giving a pretty quick read, so maybe I'll be wrong, but I'm getting the impression this is just two intellectual students who want to do a book club, but they want their book club to be in service of something greater, which is why it's a communist book club.
Precisely. We are not interested in senseless parroting. We like to read critically.
Oh, really?
Within the contours of Mazovian historical materialism, of course.
Uh-huh. I didn't realize they taught radical Mazovian theory in the universities.
Huh. As though you can call that problem teaching.
One thing you learn quickly at university is that you're not going to find a real education in any lecture hall or discussion seminar.
Is that right?
We are post-attendance, basically.
Exactly. The only worthwhile part of the so-called École Normale de Reversol is the library. That's where we've made our greatest critical strides.
Can we arrest these kids for truancy? I don't know if this is, well, I don't know. I think we might have a better time, or it might be a better option just siding with the Union. So what does your reading group actually read?
We study all the foundational texts of Mazovian theory, of course. Just last week we finished the second volume of Puncher and Watman's Innocence of Capital.
Truly extraordinary.
And before that we spent 6 weeks on State and Plasm.
Uh-oh. You can feel your attention span rapidly deteriorating.
Damn it. Come on, keep listening.
We've also read Wertmüller's The Megastructure of History, and before that, Real and Reality.
I've read none of this.
Communist theorists love puns, in case that wasn't obvious.
Yeah.
Hablars une pain infernale.
The original Fisdale translation, not that watered down revisionist garbage.
Oh man, this is... I mean, it's just so reminiscent of actual communist literature. All the different titles, and of course we read the original translation, not the, like you said, the watered down revisionist garbage, not this later translation, or even, you know, reading the original copy in the original language, learning the language so you can read it.
These two deserve the Order of Honor for bullshitting.
Huh.
There's no way they've actually read all this stuff.
Right, another classic where you say, oh yeah, I've read this and this and this, but what that means is you've read parts of each of those books.
Obviously.
But, of course, our special emphasis is on the theories of Ignace Nilsson and his followers, especially the inframaterialists.
Right. Who are these inframaterialists?
You're not familiar with them? It's pretty advanced stuff. You may not be ready for it yet, Gendarme.
I don't think I am. So who's this Ignace Nilsson guy?
Only Krasmazov's most trusted lieutenant, the evangelist of the revolution, and the founding father of the People's Republic of Samara.
It's hard to overstate how unimpressed he is that you've never heard of this world historical individual.
Jesus, I'm getting thrown all these legendary checks. I didn't realize this was hard mode. God damn.
He also happens to be the greatest communist theorist after Mazov himself. It was Nilsson who first postulated the existence of ideological plasm, which forms the basis of inframaterialist theory.
The young man sighs. His companion looks about furtively.
No, they're not involved in the lynching, because that would require real action, which is not something these guys are doing. Where's the rest of the reading group?
What do you mean? This is the reading group.
Two's all you need. Me and Kim are the same way.
Kim and I.
We're in something of a rebuilding phase.
Okay, what happened?
Some of our former comrades didn't have the ideological fortitude our work demands.
Oh, really? What happened to them?
Intellectual attrition is maybe the best way to describe it. Felix said he couldn't keep up with the reading on top of his classwork. And Susanna wanted to read text other than Mazovian theory. Like novels, if you can believe it.
Just a bunch of students.
Imagine the audacity of wanting to read a novel in a reading group.
Novels. Unbelievable.
See? Even the gendarme gets it.
We've tried recruiting new members, but unfortunately the current intellectual climate is pretty hostile to inframaterialist thought. These days, if you're on the left, the ascendant schools are the Gottwaldians and their iconoclasts.
Don't forget about Maurice and the turnips.
Right. Then there was the whole turnip debacle.
This is just a subculture, right? This is, this is supposedly political, right? And they'll probably tell us that they're doing this all for their cause. But what this really is a subculture where a couple of friends hang out, and if you're not part of the subculture, you can go and do something else. If you want real political action, that requires, building alliances across ideological disputes.
Whatever this turnip business is about, one thing is perfectly clear. These young students have a much deeper understanding of communism than you do.
And they've read the theory.
You could learn a thing or two from them. If you can convince them, you're one of them.
That might be difficult. What's so bad about the Gottwaldians?
They're the most depressing school of communism. They love writing long books with a patina of Mazovian theory to cover up their cheap psychologizing.
A gang of cheap psychologists and intellectual midgets. Typical Gottwalders, in other words.
It's okay for Uli to say that, because his dad is from Gottwald.
Okay. What's so depressing about their theories?
The Gottwald school believe that intellectuals as a class are capable of sparking revolutionary change. So all they can do is critique capitalism from inside itself.
Yeah, they're probably right.
In other words, they have lost faith in their own relevance.
That's why they spend all their time smoking cigarettes and writing long works of criticism that make you want to commit suicide.
Sounds miserable.
It is miserable. That's probably why they're always committing suicide.
Jesus.
You see, the Gottwald school look like communists. They talk like communists. But scratch the patina and you'll see beneath that they're just depressed liberals who've read too many books.
Another classic of, your communist intellectual is, as we talk about all these different schools of thought, we're gonna learn, well, they're not real communists. They're not real communists. We're the only true communists. It's not that we may have a disagreement on the theory or our understanding of the theory. No, it's that they're actually liberals, not real commies. Okay, but what about the iconoclasts?
For starters, they love talking about beans.
Beans?
That's right. Iconoclasts are obsessed with beans.
Ah, I see.
They love thinking about beans. They love counting beans. But most of all, they love building models to predict how many beans there'll be in the future.
They're bean counters. They're scientific socialists.
Nota bene, iconoclast is an extra pejorative form of the already pejorative name, Mazovian economists, a moderate school of Mazovianism, which advocates the gradual transition to communism through carefully managed economic modernization rather than violent social revolution.
Right, so they're social democrats, essentially.
They're by far the most bean-centric school of communism.
The revisionists, they want that gradual transition over time.
Ah yes, the much maligned bean counters, ensconced in their think tanks and high-rises, believing they can save the world through a series of incremental, assiduously technocratic reforms.
This is where a group like this, the liberals call them communists, and the communists call them liberals. I don't get it. Are the beans a metaphor?
If only. They've got all the beans accounted for in their asset sheets, sehr quarterly budgets, sehr future projections. But for some reason, there are never enough beans to go around. So we've just got to cut our bean rations in half.
And next thing you know, there are budget cuts, so now we've got to cut the bean rations in half again. You see, iconoclasts claim to be communists, but in reality, they're just liberals with hard-ons for spreadsheets.
Like I said, what about the liberals? Are they liberals too? No, they're fascists.
Of course not. The only people who actually call themselves
Told you.
liberals are mouth-foaming reactionaries.
Told you! What did I tell you? Well, the communists, the other communists, no, they're liberals. The liberals, they're reactionaries.
Basically indistinguishable from fascists.
Yep.
You'd need an X-ray machine to tell the difference.
I told you. This is exactly how it is. This is an accurate description of some people in real life. What about Cindy? Is she part of the group?
Cindy is... how to describe her role?
She's a woman, so we won't let her in. No, I mean, I'm sure that, they had another woman in their group, I think.
Something of an ideological auxiliary, perhaps.
Yes, that's exactly how I would put it. And naturally, we support her radical counter-liberal aesthetics.
But she refuses to submit an essay, so we can't call her a member of the group per se.
Yeah, I don't think Cindy is really aligned with what you're doing here. I mean, maybe sort of emotionally aligned, but she doesn't really seem like the reading type.
That doesn't stop her from using the room for studio space, of course.
Did you say something about turnips?
It's an unfortunate story. You see, our ex-comrade Maurice is something of an economist.
He's studying macro and microeconomics.
Well, a real intellectual, it sounds like.
Right. So a few weeks ago, we were discussing the extra physical capabilities of the revolutionary state. And Maurice said... what were his exact words, Ulex's?
It was unbelievable. He said, turnips don't care if they are grown by communists, moralists, or Vulcan. They grow just the same.
Sounds right to me.
Basically, he was rejecting the whole foundation of inframaterialist theory.
What is inframaterialist theory?
What is this inframaterialist business they keep blathering about? You've never heard of anything like it.
I don't think they'll give me a straight explanation, but remind me what inframaterialist theory says about turnips again?
Simply that under suitably revolutionary conditions, crop yields naturally increase relative to non-revolutionary crops, which Morris somehow has the gall to deny.
This is why they don't like the scientific socialists, because this is not empirical. This is a little similar to early in the Soviet Union, right? The creation early years of the Soviet Union. We're talking late 19-teens, 1920s. There was a lot, of course, of Soviet theory, right? I mean, this was an era that was very dynamic. Things had not really been cemented. I mean, there was this brutal civil war. It was unclear how things would end up. And so you have a lot of the more dynamic Soviet theory from that early point. And there was this idea of sort of the new Soviet man, or the new Soviet person, though it was often gendered. And the idea was that sort of through communism, through the system we're creating, we can create a new type of person who will be fundamentally and biologically different from the existing sort of person, right? It's not very scientific, but essentially stuff like this, where, you know, under revolutionary conditions, under communism, things will fundamentally isn't even the right word, will biologically be different, right? Which doesn't make any sense. At that point, it becomes less of a sort of political doctrine and more of a sort of strange quasi-spiritual doctrine. But that's sort of the type of thing we have here.
Susanna said that he has been hanging out with some non-communists lately.
For us, the question boiled down to, if you don't even accept the basic ideas of Nielsen and inframaterialist theory, why are you in the reading group?
Right, got it.
Of course you do. It's pretty basic stuff.
You expelled Maurice from the reading group over an argument about turnips.
Well, it wasn't so much that he was expelled.
He just quit coming. We haven't seen him around for weeks.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll ask the question, but, you know, I don't think they have anything to do with it. Once again, because that would take real action. Did this reading group have anything to do with the lynching?
Lynching? No. We're not an operational cell.
Right.
We think of ourselves as more of an intellectual vanguard.
Oh my goodness. What's your stance on the lynching?
Our stance? What? Do you want to know if the SRV has established a party line on the lynchings in Martinez?
The SRV refers to the People's Republic of Samara, established as a socialist utopia by survivors of the revolution. It has since degenerated into a bureaucratic workers' state under the decades-long rule of President Sapormat Sport Kanazinski.
Oh, interesting.
Though historically speaking, the SRV has supported direct action against right-wing paramilitary squads, especially when they are doing the Indo-Tribe's dirty work.
Well, you know that much.
Good point. So as a provisional matter, I can say we support it.
Great. That amounts to a whole lot.
Are they being sarcastic? You feel like you're caught in some elaborate joke labyrinth.
No.
But it's impossible to see your way through.
I don't think so.
It's always that way. Beneath the crust of irony, there's a molten sincerity that threatens to erupt forth. You may witness it yet.
Is your group affiliated with the Union?
No, we're an independent organization. We acknowledge and respect the Union's efforts, but our interests are more theoretical than Mr. Clare's.
He speaks the truth.
Yeah, I doubt Everard would have any interest in what's going on here. What's your stance on crime in general?
That's easy. Crime is simply the inevitable expression of the injustice and incoherence embedded within capitalism itself.
Delivered with the smug assurance of a schoolboy reciting a maxim he's committed to memory.
Yeah, I mean, they talk about how, well, this is a critical reading club. We, of course, critically analyze everything we read. What that really means is they ingest Mazovian orthodoxy or intramaterialist orthodoxy, and they believe that. And anything they read that isn't that, then they can be critical. They've got a dogma.
It's a symptom, in other words, not a cause.
His companion can barely suppress a yawn.
Are there any operational communists in Martinez?
No, unfortunately. The communards were hunted down and killed nearly to a man. All that's left of them are bones and old rifles.
I want to hear what he has to say about the anarchists. Right, they got shot in the head, like the anarchists.
The Insulindian deluge wiped out an entire generation of communists. Afterward, they were all bulldozed into mass graves.
I was certain he'd have a snarky comment about anarchists.
His friend, though, seems oddly unmoved. Mark it. There's something sinister in that one.
Oh, is there? Okay. Maybe there's something more to... I forget his name. Echo Maker, as he's titled.
A moment of silence. They're waiting for you to speak.
What were you doing with those matchboxes just now?
The young man frowns at the little pile of boxes on the floor.
Nothing, just messing around until the meeting started.
They're watching those matchboxes awfully intently for two guys who are just messing around. It's almost as though they were trying to create the most unstable structure they could, with predictable results.
What does that mean? I mean, I don't know what... Trying to create the most unstable structure they could. Is this indicative of something broader? I have no idea. Is the reading group accepting new members?
We typically only accept new members once per semester. There's this whole process with essays and presentations on assigned topics. But given that we have some extra seating at the moment, I guess we could be convinced to expedite an application or two.
Hey, Kim, you're in!
Steban, you can't be serious. For these gendarmes?
I am serious. As materialists, we've got to adapt to conditions as they are. Besides, he'll still need to pass the interview portion of the entrance process.
Right.
Assuming he's even still interested, that is.
Is this the interview portion? Jesus Christ. Yeah, man. Will you be here if I have any more questions?
Sure. We're here most every night.
Ah.
Maybe we'll catch you again.
Sleep well, gendarme.
That's a threat. Okay, good. I was hoping we'd get a chance to look around. Okay, we're gonna have to pass this really difficult check. What was it? It was, Composure. My composure sucks. It's really quite bad. Do we have any composure boosting gear? Oh, isn't, I swear we have something. We do. We can boost it by 1. That's not gonna help. Alright, well, let's look around the space, and then I'll give that check a shot. And then maybe I'll have to come back another night. Coffee. What's this? Yoink. Reflective construction vest. Ludicrously reflective safety vest, like those favored by construction and road repair crews. Comes with a replaceable battery back. Makes you feel like a deep sea anemone. +1 endurance, -1 reaction speed. Alright, that's nice. The concrete is pretty messy in here. Rickety easel. Cindy's. No orbit class war. Under the cobblestones, communism. Alright, I think that's all there is to see in here. So we'll give this one try. What are our boots currently giving us? Perception. Goodness, we look crazy. Put our snakeskin shoes back on. I'll give this a shot.
The gendarme returns. What do you need?
Yeah. Maybe I'll even give it 2 shots. Wow, that didn't seem to help at all. We did boost our composure, right? Yeah, we did. Just didn't do anything. Let's ask about Cindy.
The gendarme returns. What do you need?
I'm guessing these pots of gouache belong to Cindy?
Yeah, it's hers. She just sort of moved it all in a few months ago.
She said if she's going to make truly radical art, she needs a suitably radical workspace.
And I don't think she could afford rent at an actual studio.
Do you like her art?
Oh, sure. It's definitely interesting, I would say. I guess you could call her latest stuff a sort of counter-bourgeoisie calligraphy. She's got a real taste for radical slogans.
Yeah.
It's too bad she hasn't developed the theoretical foundation to do truly radical work.
I think she'll get there, though. She's still looking for a subject equal to her ambitions.
Now I'm wondering, what's the deal with this place?
The deal? At a fundamental level, I guess you could call it the shattered bones of a dream crushed by capital.
Oh, okay.
That's really good, Steban. You should save that for an essay.
This guy's German or something.
Thanks, Uli. When the idea is sound, the words just sort of flow.
Yes. Now keep developing the idea.
This place is the Shattered Bones. That must make us the Bone Weevils.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh, he likes it.
Not as good as Steban's original idea, though.
Shut up, Echo Maker. Uli.
Go ahead.
Well, this is, doesn't look like it's gonna happen, but it's possible. Nope.
Is it getting warm in here? There seems to be a little pool of sweat forming in the depression of your lower back.
Why is this happening? I thought I had my shit together.
You did. You must be extremely nervous for some reason.
Why am I getting so worked up? They're just a couple of kids.
Let's be frank. They're probably way smarter than you. You bet they've read more books than you can even name.
Don't let dickheads intimidate you because they claim to have read a bunch of books. That don't mean nothing, alright? It means something, but no, whatever.
Of course, if you're nervous, it wouldn't hurt to read another book or two.
Oh, okay. Is that what's gonna get me through this?
The hardest part will just be working up the nerve to ask without soiling yourself.
Everything all right, gendarme? You look a little green about the gills.
Okay. So we have to do some reading in preparation for this, eh? We have some books. None of them are really communism books. This was about communism, right? Here, let's try and read this and see if it does anything for us.
The face of King Friesel smiles at you. For some reason, the smile now strikes you as more forced than it did before.
So I guess we went through this. Let's catch up on international developments.
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs.
Uh-oh.
You're not even sure where most of these countries are.
I need to learn about communism.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Maybe we need like a whole book. Maybe the magazine isn't doing it. What is Kunst and Culture?
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. Why they decided to title this one section in Volda is beyond you.
That's like just classic.
It evokes a sense of recognition and fellowship among those privileged enough to understand.
That's exactly right. You know, in a lot of academic disciplines, also in sort of leftist literature, there are certain words that, or phrases that remain untranslated. And I mean, the argument from some will be that, you know, sometimes a phrase sort of must be understood in its original form. Translation, you'll lose something. Which I think it may sometimes be the case. You got to take it on a case-by-case basis. I think often, though, it is some sort of in-group thing where it's like, well, we know the terminology, so we can understand the text. I mean, I don't need to tell you guys that there's an issue generally in academia about people writing in a way that's not understandable to the general reader, right? I've always been a supporter and have done myself simple writing. Now, of course, you're talking about complex ideas. It's going to take some complex writing, but you should try and, you know, write things as clearly as possible, you know? You should always go through and edit things you've written and try to decrease the amount you have. Try to condense, right? Try to simplify. Once again, some writing has to be complex to communicate complex ideas. I understand that, but try and make it as concise as possible. And part of that, I think, is often using more plain language, if possible, right? Anyway.
As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS.
Cindy Skull?
The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective.
Let's read the profile of CS.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
Definitely Cindy.
That certainly sounds like a certain delinquent youth who likes to harass you from her balcony.
I knew it. Just a moment, what is this tip-top tourney?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll.
Alright, let's see what these communists have to say about Tip Top.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tournée.
Wait, what's wrong with Tip Top?
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes. So, all of it, basically.
Hang on, who wrote this stuff?
Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines.
Okay.
Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Acele Buka. Just a moment. Those names seem awfully familiar.
Do they? I'm not remembering. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't... It's not familiar to me. Or I don't remember. What's so bad about sponsorships?
Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity.
I like that this is one of the elemental joys, racing people around a track.
Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a fritter.
Right, but then you get to see them crash.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real racers that you're really watching for.
Wow, you're so right. I really am just in it for the violence.
You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tourney is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
Kim, did you know that Tip Top Tourney is actually an orgiastic ritual of capitalistic destruction? I had no idea.
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective.
I wonder what else is really just a metaphor for life under capitalism.
I'm sure most things are, if the young men who wrote this article are to be believed. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Let's see what they mean by local concerns.
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike.
Sure.
You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Oh, would you look at that? Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous.
The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution, so long as it's only redistributed upward.
Well, that's true.
Good thing your rent-paying days are behind you.
That's exactly right.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
I've got a free place to stay. Alright. Let's see if that changed anything.
The gendarme returns. What do you need?
Oh, you know, the names didn't ring any bells because it doesn't sound like their names, but as we were going off it, I was like, oh, maybe it's those two. How interesting. So is it the more comic books I read, the easier this will be? You two wrote that article in La Fumée, didn't you?
You've read our article?
That's right.
That I did not expect.
Well, don't keep us on tenterhooks. What did you think of the essay?
The delicate egos on these boys. Even though you're just some cop, they're desperate for your approval.
You know, people who are really... they want to act like they're so above you. Usually, the ego is pretty fragile.
Hey, you're not just some cop. You've got highly developed critical faculties. Now's your chance to show them off.
Yeah, I mean, this is extremely backhanded. It's a good article. You should keep developing your ideas.
Well, of course, that's just an initial foray into the subject. We're hoping to return to it for a more substantial treatment next term.
We're both shooting shots over the bow at this point. I said, no, it's good, but you could develop it a little more. And Esteban says, well, of course, this is just our introduction. We have a lot more to do.
In any case, I'm glad our piece found its audience. That's always the hope with these things, you know.
Right. Well, let's try it. I don't, you know, the thing is, obviously I want to boost my composure, but the two slots I have, I can upgrade it 2 times. Now, that means both I can make it 2 points higher, but also each one of these is a new opportunity to try this check. So I don't think I should waste one of those, you know what I mean? Let's just do this now, and then we can read another book, or... I'm assuming it's only communist books, because I have some other books, but it probably has to be theory-based. So let's give it another shot. Nope.
Okay, you got this. You got this.
Uh-oh.
Just open your mouth and say the words. What are those sounds? They're like the last mumblings of a mortally wounded badger. There's nothing you can do. It's like your lips have been glued together.
Tough.
Everything in order, detective? That's a yes, I take it? Can you give me an affirmative?
You're intimidated by all the books these kids have read, aren't you? Maybe a trip to the bookstore would do you some good.
Yeah.
Is everything all right? Is he trying to say something?
I've become non-verbal.
It seems he's lost his words. A case of momentary aphasia, it looks like.
It wouldn't be the first neurological episode you've experienced on this case.
Kim is like, I've seen weirder.
These things happen with him sometimes. I recommend a change of subject.
This isn't going to work. Maybe there's some other way you can prove yourself to them.
It might work. Interesting. I'll give this a shot then. Listen, there's gotta be some other way I could prove myself to the group.
Some other way? If you're not much of a reader, why are you so dead set on joining this reading group?
It's important that I further my critical studies.
I suppose we are all here to advance our studies in some form or another.
That's exactly right.
But to be perfectly frank, I just don't see it happening.
Why not?
Steban, a moment.
Oh.
What? Really? You're saying, but there's no way... Yeah.
A note of real uncertainty in his voice.
Got him off there.
All right, Gendarme. Comrade Ulexes and I have conferred about it, and we've come up with an alternative way for you to convince us of your commitment to the group.
What's that?
The young man gives his companion an uncertain glance. The companion nods his head vigorously.
So Ulexes has taken the lead on this one, and we thought he may have been sort of vaguely nefarious. What does he want from us?
I want you to hit me.
What? Hit you?
Doesn't have to be a hard hit. Just enough to leave a mark.
Am I gonna be incriminated? What is this?
The idea is to show Maurice and those other traitors that we are the only reading group hardcore enough to tangle with the RCM.
This is so stupid.
So we are beating the youth now. That's an unexpected development.
Of course, this isn't some punch-out competition. You just want to leave a harmless bruise.
I mean, it's a bad idea. Kim, how bad an idea is it?
The lieutenant looks at you, then at the young man. He seems to be giving your question serious consideration.
Speaking as an officer of the RCM, it is an extremely bad idea to strike a civilian without cause. However, if one were to strike a civilian, which again, I would never recommend, one should at least follow the RCM manual's guidance on non-lethal strikes.
I like that. I don't need a book to tell me how to deck a guy. What does the manual say?
It advises officers in physical altercations to rely on the open palm strike, as opposed to the backhand, in non-lethal situations. I can't recall the exact explanation, but it has something to do with the kinetic energy stored in the elbow. Basically, you are less able to control a backhanded slap, and therefore more likely to cause serious injury. Or even death, if, say, you happen to be wearing a set of armored ceramic gauntlets.
Oh, is it that bad?
At the same time, this is emphatically your thing, so do as you will.
Am I gonna kill him?
Well, Gendarme, what are we waiting for?
Fuck it. Kim, what if you hit him?
There's no what if, because I won't. This is your thing, remember?
This is so stupid. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why did I backhand him?
Too strong, killer.
Oh, no.
Ensconced in your ceramic armor, you barely notice the moment of contact.
Oh, no.
But you do hear the distinct ting of your knuckles catching the young man's cheekbone. Oh God, tell us you haven't done it again. Are you twice the killer now?
I didn't kill him, did I?
Steban? Can you hear me?
He's fine. He's fine. Don't be a pussy.
Good God, detective, what's wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
You're both lucky you didn't shatter his cheekbone. He may want to count his teeth before he goes to bed tonight.
What? You're just gonna stand there after you nearly broke my fucking jaw?
You asked for it.
That's right. You don't owe him any explanation.
It seems the face of violent reaction has revealed itself.
Uh-oh.
Alright, you maniac. Let's see if you can use your brain as well as you use your fists.
Jesus.
Here's your first assignment.
Oh my God.
It's an overview of inframaterialist theory. A little basic, as you'll see. But one has to start somewhere.
Guys, my checks this episode have not been great. I'll add it to my very extensive reading list.
You're going to fit right in, I think. Come back when you're done. We'll be here pretty much every night after 10 p.m. Do be sure to take your time with the reading.
Jesus.
We'll be eager to hear your thoughts.
Well, I thought that was about to go really badly. Okay, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. Jesus Christ. Let's get out of here. I think we're done here. Goodness. This episode has been insane. Can I ask Cindy about her article?
Hello again,
Nope.
officers.
Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, we really gave it to him, huh? Look at that, 29 communist. 4 moralist. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, let's go back to... Oh. I think I have to exit here before I... Was it in here? Oh, wrong door. Wrong door. I knew that was a bad idea, but literally, Kim told me, don't backhand him. And what did I do? Right across the jaw. Alright. Kim, you can go to bed. I'm sorry for... Well, I can't fast travel anymore? Why? Why has my ability to fast travel been taken from me? Have I been that bad? Can you not fast travel at night? Oh God, it is so dark. Especially, I've got the sun shining in on me. I can barely see anything. Can I really still not fast travel? There we go. Alright, I'm going to sleep. See you, Kim.
It's getting cold. This late in the night. Time to call it a day.
Good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Kept Kim up past midnight. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Look at our reflection.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your...
Gotta have electrochemistry, which I don't really want. It's a dangerous skill.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Alright, end of day 4. We've survived 4 days.
The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
Any weird dreams tonight?
Like a deftly cast fishing net. Sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes. Tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
Great. This is gonna be really chill.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately?
Yes.
Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately?
I don't think so.
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people. And then forgets about it.
I don't care. That doesn't scare me.
Hear that? You are naive to think he's afraid of his bloodied hands. Soul brother. Oh no. I see inside his amygdala and his hippocampus. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that.
What is it?
Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad.
They're right. This is their function. To keep you from it.
The darkness of my past that I am forever trying to uncover, but I have not yet been allowed. Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. I can almost see the dark.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last dream. The worst of them all.
The last dream?
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
Her face forms in summertime.
In hell, an ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
Everything is so okay.
Doesn't sound like it'll be okay.
Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring.
There's no way I have an alarm.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church.
Yeah, I've been saying there's some connection here. I think between, I don't know, Dolores Day, our past love, which is so crippled us. Oh, Harry. Harry. Come on, stand up. Jeez Louise. Alright. That's gonna be the end of this episode. The end of day 4. We're now on to day 5. This episode was a crazy one, I have to say. I mean, we began by singing karaoke, which was just hilarious. Sort of hung around at the church, continued our communist quest, tried to join the book club. I guess we got in the end by really hardly backhanding that guy. So yeah, a strange episode, you could say. A really strange one. I also got so many thoughts today that I will not be able to internalize. I guess we've got one more slot. We can decide what to do with that. Maybe we could forget one of our previous thoughts, but I don't really want to get rid of any of these. So I guess maybe we'll have to decide what I do with that last slot. Got a lot of skills we could put our points into. But anyway, that'll be the end of this one. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel. With all that, hope you guys are having a great day today, and I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.